Hey there, Lumio lovers. Welcome back to another Lumio live stream. And we have our hosts here, Mish, Lois, and myself, Asha. And today we have a super awesome lesson. It is about, or it's actually showing you about hidden objects and how you can put them in your lessons, and just to make it a little bit more engaging and fun for your students as well. And so today we'll show you what you can do with hidden objects. And of course, if you want to join today's lesson, you can join in if you go to hellosmart.com and enter in the class code 181461. And you can see everything that Mish will be showing you live on your screen.
Mish, where are you
So
joining us from?
I am not in Arizona as I usually am. I'm actually back home visiting my family and my friends in Chicago.
nice. The Windy City, how's the weather?
The weather is unpredictable, just as I remember it to be. Have to dress for so many seasons in one day. It was a lot to pack.
And what about you, Lo? I don't see, this is not your regular background.
This is not my regular background. Instead of being all the way far west Texas, I've hopped over to East Texas. I'm in the wonderful city of Galveston. I was at the Elementary Technology Conference for TCA, um, getting to talk to a bunch of elementary teachers who love lighting up learning with Lumio.
Oh, how
Awesome.
exciting. Spreading the Lumio love.
I love it. I'm like, let's get lit with Lumio. Let's see this lesson. I'm excited.
All right, so for today, I want to show everyone how you can take advantage of hiding things on your screen with Lumio. So if I can have my screen up on here. Awesome. So maybe there's a day that you're doing a lesson, you've got some work, a day that perhaps you're not going to do a game, which is okay. So how can we take a regular worksheet and then still make it interactive without a game? So what I've done here is I took a graphic organizer and I made it into a worksheet here. What the students would do is they would solve for X. And then once they're done, they would move the rectangle down here to reveal what X is. Now, you might be wondering if the answer is right on the screen, then what's really going to make the students do their work, right? So the point here is that it's self-checking. So yeah, they can go and they can really want for them to show their work. And then after they show their work, if they didn't get the right answer, it helps them to check it to see that they're making the connection and finding where they went wrong. So instead of the teacher just saying, hey, you've got it wrong, they have to dig back through their equation, through their work, and figure out what they did, which is a really great way. So what I can do from here is I'll go ahead and convert this into an individual handout. So what my students would do now is they would each have their own worksheet. They'd be able to show their work inside the boxes. And then when they're done, they move this rectangle here, and there is that answer hiding right there.
I love that.
Now, same concept on this page here. I took another graphic organizer, 6-tile graphic organizer. Again, students are going to be moving something around. They're just going to grab their eraser, and those answers are right over here. Same idea here. Well, if the answer's there, why are they going to do any work? They're going to show their work and again, make that connection of where they went wrong if they did.
I love that. It reminds me of going to the back of the math book to check your answers. Am I aging myself here? Like, I don't know. You have to do the even problems, but the only answers are the odd. So you have to look for the similar question. Now you just have the check right there. Like, where did I go wrong? That's usually what I was asking myself when I was doing math.
You
Where
just
did I go wrong?
unlocked a core memory that I honestly didn't even remember that I had. You're right. They only had like the even or the odd, and they were in the back of the book. That's wild.
Yes.
I forgot it used to be that way, you guys.
Hidden objects, I'm telling you.
And all
And
this
then,
math talk is making me think about like the equation editor, right?
oh, the equation editor. Tell us more.
So the equation editor is a great tool where you have all of your math symbols there for you. And I'm definitely not a mathematician by any means. I mean, the only equation that I remember is probably y equals 2x squared to create a parabola, but the equation editor comes in so handy, especially when you're creating these lessons. And it's also great for the students too, so they can show their work.
Absolutely. Last month, we did have 13 feature updates, and now on the student side, they do have access to the equation editor. And so
Mhm.
that is definitely a way that they'd be able to go through these problems and show their work as well. Thanks for pointing that out.
Yes, of course.
Now, the next page I have here is hiding things off the screen. And so this would be really great for a teaching moment when maybe I have this up as a lesson. And before I tell my students the definition of each of these angles here, maybe I want them to go ahead and make a prediction, activate some prior knowledge, and make an informed guess on what they think an obtuse angle might be. And once we make that discussion here, I should go ahead and turn my mouse back on, I suppose. I can drag those definitions right onto the screen here, and we can see if the predictions that we made, or if we remembered correctly from activating our prior knowledge, if we were right about what each of these terms was.
I love
Another
that, Mish. You do amazing with this. And I'm thinking, like, typically I would have my students have like a study guide or a notebook that they create themselves. I love the idea of having a Lumio lesson that's accessible from anywhere. And, it's in student pacing so students can go up and down to study for that next quiz or test, right?
Exactly. And that actually feeds right into my next point here is another reason I like to do this poll is like you just said, maybe they're studying and maybe they need a little reminder. So maybe they'll pull for a hint here. So I have a little brainstorming web here of how many different mammals can you name? And maybe my students forgot as they're studying what a mammal is. So I have for a hint, I've got their definition. And then maybe I've got some students that are ready for an extra challenge. So instead of just naming them, maybe I'll have them also sort them into their categories by classification.
I love this.
Yeah, that's really great for getting to those students who are always finish first
Hmm.
and love that extra challenge. That's great. So what's your favorite mammal?
I would say a dolphin for me. And most
Me
people
too.
don't know that the dolphin is actually a mammal.
I love dolphins. My dream is to like swim with dolphins.
I have before. They're very sweet
Oh my
animals.
gosh. Oh.
So the reason most people don't know they're actually a mammal is because mammals, one of their classifications that they have to have hair. And actually, they have hair right on their back by the blowhole, actually. And most people don't know that because you wouldn't think that they did.
Right? They
So
look pretty smooth.
they sure do. All right. I would love to show you all how I built one of these. So I'm going to go ahead and bring in one of my graphic organizers. And I'm going to bring in my 6-tile graphic organizer. And please
So
excuse my
Pierrick says
sniffles.
hello from YouTube. So
Hello,
hi, Pierrick.
hello. All right. So I've got this one in here. And the way that I built mine was I actually, let me make this full screen so it's easier for me to build with you guys. I'm going to bring in a little square. And the way that I had my little answers in here was I made sure that I didn't have a fill in here. And so if you guys didn't know, we actually have a new beta channel that you can activate, which when I'm done here, I'll show you how to activate your beta channel. But now when you bring in images from Bing Safe Search over here, take a look. Now you can filter by clip art, line, and photo. And if you're anything like me, I was adding the word clip art to all of my searches, and now you don't have to. I'm going to bring in a picture of a dog here. And maybe hiding behind my little box, I have my students identify the beginning letter sound. So I'll go ahead and put the letter D in here. And then what I did was I locked all of these pieces. And then I'm going to grab my writing tool and draw over it. Sorry, guys, I'm working on half a screen here today. There we go.
Still getting it done, Mish. Still
We're
getting it
still
done.
doing it. So then I'm just going to draw right over it here. And now when my students go, they'll go ahead and use that erasing tool just like we did during our session. I'll remind you here, just like we did, eraser, and then they can go ahead and find what that missing letter was. And that's how I built it. And then I also really quickly just want to show you how to turn on your beta channel. You will go to your icon in the top right corner, and your button here will say activate Lumio beta. Mine is already on, so mine says that. But once you turn on your beta channel right now, our beta feature that's out is going ahead and filtering those Bing safe searches, which again saves me a lot of time because I was adding the word clip art to everything I was searching. So before we end here today, most of us are already on summer vacation. Some of us have a couple more days here to go. So if you're still in school, go ahead and create an end of the year activity with Lumio and share with us on socials and use the hashtag Lumio Challenge, and we'll be able to share that out. And then Ashla's got some exciting news to share with you as well.
Of course. Oh, Lumio Palooza is coming up in July 16th and 17th. We will have educators from around the world. They'll be presenting on a variety of topics. It's going to be awesome. So if you click the link that's in the chat, you can sign up and join us for Lumio Palooza. That's a tongue twister for me. Lumio Palooza. Well, thank you everyone for joining us. And thank you, Mish. This hidden objects, the fact that you can use this in so many different ways for teachers, I think it's amazing. So thank you so much for sharing that. And join us again in a couple of weeks. We'll be back with another Lumio live stream.
Thanks, everyone. See you next time.
See ya.